Okay, so for our video today, we're going to talk about how to get better turns with your horse and how to get your horse not to fall in on the circle. Okay, so for today's video, I've got a game I love to play with all my students here. It's called the Pinocchio game. It's one I invented just because I was thinking Pinocchio was the puppet, right? Originally, right? And then, he got made into a real boy, right? When he wished upon a star, right? But before that, he was a wooden puppet that had strings attached to his legs and his hands, right? And so same thing with a horse, okay? So what we're going to do with the Pinocchio game, and for better turns, is we're going to pretend, and for this exercise, we're going to go two hands with this exercise, okay? Later on, you can get down to one hand and do the same thing with one hand, but we're going to go two hands. We're going to pretend this rein is attached to this foot. So when you raise this hand, this leg comes up. When you raise this rein, this other foot comes up, leg comes up. The Pinocchio game, right? So the string is attached to your leg. Okay, now why I like this game so much, right, is not only is this string attached to your leg, but what happens is when you raise this leg up like this with this hand, what it does is notice that makes an open gate for your horse. Your seat bone opens up, your weight comes off of this side of the horse, and it makes it so this shoulder, you're not leaning in on the shoulder, which that's one of the best ways to get a better turn, is to not lean in and drop in on his shoulder. If you've got all your weight on that inside shoulder, that's going to make it really hard for him to lift that inside shoulder and get you a really good turn and not fall into the circle, okay? So let's do this at the walk first. I'm going two reins here. So as I do this, I want you to start off kind of over exaggerating it, right? So lift the rein, lift this leg. Now I'm going to do it all the way through on the camera for the shot. Now I'm going to lift this hand and lift this leg. Now as you do this, here's the deal. Remember, leaning is a bad word in horsemanship, right? So this is not leaning. What this is this is a balanced riding system is what this is, right? So what you're doing is you're tipping yourself out of balance just for a moment so that it becomes a strong and powerful signal to your horse, and then the horse seeks to find the balance again, okay? The horse will seek it. Now notice what I'm doing is this is the reason, one of the reasons why I wear flat hats all the time too, is my flat hat is going to where my pressure of my seat bone is going, or my weight of my seat bone. So I lift my right hand, my hat comes down here on this leg. I lift my left hand, my left leg comes up, and my weight shifts over to this. Now also notice, all of the theory riders will love this exercise, I think, because what it does is as you make the shift, right? As you lift this rein and shift that weight over to here, the shifting of the weight makes this leg stiff. And guess what, friends? Horses hate to turn into stiff legs. This is so good, this exercise, the Pinocchio game. So now let's speed this up for a little bit of loping, okay? And see it where it really, where we start to get in full motion. I'm going to keep the hands separated like this and see my leg come up through this deal. Okay, we're going to get our left lead. Okay, now we're going to do this left turn. So my left hand's going to come up, left leg comes up, and look how nice of a turn it is. Look how nice of a turn that is, right? Okay, we're going to do it again. Left hand comes up, left leg comes up. Notice my hat's kind of tipped away. Putting pressure down on the horse this way. I'm doing that to over exaggerate it, but it also makes it so that you're not leaning into the circle. Okay, now let's switch the circle. We got the right lead, right hand comes up, leg comes up. Nice, where he's not banking into that turn and dropping that shoulder into the turn. Lifting the rein up. This leg coming up just ever so slightly. And oh. All right, friends, it's called the Pinocchio game. Do this a lot. It really gets your body in the right position for good turns. Turns. We've got so many videos on really good turns on our southjordanhorselessons.com site. We go over the anatomy of turns, exactly what you do with your hands, your legs, your body, everything, right? But this goes right along with that. As you lift that rein up, that leg comes up slightly. Now, I'm not saying, you know, do this with your leg, right? But I am saying lift it ever so slightly so that your weight shifts to this outside. Have you ever noticed why you see those Olympic riders and you see them, it's like, man, I can't even see them moving out there on that horse. It's amazing they make it look so good. Here's how they're doing it, friends. Is they're doing it with the shift of their body and their seat bone. You think about that seat bone, how big of a contact point that is for you and your horse. That's a huge contact point, right? Like my legs ain't even touching the horse. It's only my seat bone that's touching the horse. So the more you can effectively use that seat bone, the more that your horse will have a clear signal of how to do a good turn for you. Okay, now if you're having issues with this skill of the Pinocchio game and don't fall into the circle, come visit our website, southjordanhorselessons.com. Sharpen up on your skills. We've got a bunch of videos on there that really help you get ready for this game. And we'd love to have you join our horse family. And thanks for letting me live my dream. Thanks for supporting me. I love to teach, love to ride horses, and thanks for supporting us.